Barbados, sweet paradise, but the politricksters, full of lies. They want mash up the culture, tear it to the ground, but the people we stand strong, we hold the rock down. Wake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up. It's time to rise, time to see clear, time to open we eyes. Tell a friend to tell a friend if you don't mind. Real news for the people in real time. Enough love, enough respect. Welcome to politically incorrect, politically incorrect, politically incorrect. Enough love, enough respect. Welcome to politically incorrect, politically incorrect, politically incorrect. Wake up, shake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up. Hey! Wake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up, wake up my people, shake up. Wake up.
Yes, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazir Menin. Y'all already know, one perfect balance. Greetings and welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct, and if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. Having said that, let me just go ahead and drop the number on the bottom of the screen. That way you can call and shout me and let me know that you're right or you're wrong or add some value. You know what I'm saying? Is this economic warfare? Not warfare, but warfare. Be clear on this. Is that what this is? Is that what this is? And what would I mean by that? So much is going on in the media right now. I mean, you can't even believe it. There's even marches, all kind of stuff going on, trying to fight these different bills that are being unfolded. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, my question tonight is, and y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong, give me your thoughts on it. Write in the comments for sure. Is this political, economic, social, mental, emotional, educational warfare? Warfare. Anyhow, let me jump right into it. I don't plan on being on here too long tonight. I just touched down from the air. Well, not just touched down, but got a little jet lag. So yeah, a little jet lag, just a little bit, not too much. But you got to catch up on some R&R. But I definitely want to say some stuff. So we're going to touch on it briefly. Y'all can ponder it. Because as far as I'm concerned, man, like, do not fall for it here. Is this economic warfare? So, of course, there's a lot of things going on. Bills being passed, then they're being corrected, all kind of stuff, which might suggest it's done in haste. But, you know, one thing I've realized, and I want y'all to realize this, the more you protest, the more Miss Motley adapt. You make her look like the perfect PM, you know? She listens to the people and she responds. Meanwhile, there are folks who are missing in action when these things are being voted on. If for no other reason to say, oh, I oppose, they don't even be there. Someone wrote me a message and said they love the merchandise. Politically incorrect merch. Yeah, nah, that ain't no merchandise. But I don't, you know, this people contributing to the cause, man. Yeah. The funny thing is, man, I don't even know how to put it in words. Anyhow, we cross that bridge a little later. Maybe, maybe not. Sean said, "You real late, Emmanuel. Greetings. I ain't late at all, homie. Early, very early. I don't get my notification on Facebook saying that I on live. I've been on live for at least what 3 minutes. That's all right. It's probably the new interception bill. They intercepted my notification. All you can do is laugh, family. All you can do is laugh, man. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Very interesting. I should. Oh, here you go. Politically incorrect. I found it. Found it. Got it. Got it. Daffodil came to mind just now. I know why. Wait. There you go. There you go. Eyes in the sky now. Yeah, Sean, I got you. Empress, I see you. It's gonna be a little circle tonight, so we're gonna keep it real personal and tight. I make a motion to suspend all protocols. We're gonna just have a straight conversation. Feel free to call in too, family. You know, I say that, but folks be too scared to call in, especially like Pedro. Pedro ain't calling at all. He dropping little comments, but he ain't calling. Yeah, Pedro, I just do that right at you. Anyhow, family. King Alfred, okay. Yeah, the Pegasus is up and running. You know it is. Good night, Rasta man. You're on. Yes, I'm on, King Alfred, for sure. Yeah, look at Pedro. Greetings, same way, man. I feel it. I know Pedro, man. Don't watch the face. Daffodil and family, peace, peace, peace. Love, love, love. Yeah, don't know how it go. I would like to think that yeah, I would like to think that where is this? Okay, yeah. I leave it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it for now. For now. Jackie. Maycock, I see you too, by the way, Elder. Greetings to you too, brethren. I miss you. Jackie, greetings to you too, family. I just want to say that, you know, it's a small circle. Like I said, we're going to touch on it because a lot of things can be said about the prime minister's comments and whatnot and all this other stuff. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you all this. Is this economic war fear? Right now, Barbadians are in high alert. People are nervous, scared of all kind of stuff going on. And, you know, the reality is, the way I'm looking at this is like, the more we are on social media, especially social media, and in some instances, a physical presence with a walk and this kind of stuff. There was a walk this week, and I was told to protest the cybercrime, well, not the cybercrime bill, the interception bill. What I learned from going on the walk 789, that particular walk, well, they don't call them a walk, they protest. I think they actually have documentation, this kind of stuff. We had a walk. You know, nobody ain't asking permission that kind of way, straight up. I mean, only slaves ask permission. What that taught me, though, is that in spite of all, what they do is just revise how they do what they plan to do in the first place. Now, let me ask this question. If it is that they really serious about helping the people of Barbados, the crime of this kind of stuff, like you have a house on fire. Just follow me here a second, family. You got a house on fire. It's on fire. Clearly, there's smoke, there's flames, there's fire, there's heat. And, you know, some folks came and said, listen, we need to put some stuff together to out this fire, man. We really need to out this fire. We need to organize how to out this fire. And what they decide to do then is to install cameras to look at the house. Meanwhile, it's burning. We're going to install some cameras so we can just track the fire. We can put cameras up on all the other houses, actually. Let me put it that way. We can put cameras on all the other houses to track to see if anybody's going to come and start a fire. Meanwhile, the house is burning. There's no real discussion on how to out this fire. There's no discussion on how to stop this fire from spreading. There's no discussion as to why this fire started, how it started, and how to prevent it going forward. The focus is on putting cameras to see the other homes. Well, the problem with ideas is that, you know, we may not think it through thoroughly. That's why there was an attempt to amend it, all that kind of stuff. It shouldn't have been there in the first place to need amending, but nevertheless, it is there. So realize that what they did was just adjust the situation. Either they missed a clause or they misrepresented something, and they say, well, you know, or it could be by design. And I'll tell you why. Because if they knew that, and there are folks amongst folks who would bring up these issues and bring light to them. Yo, you read this part, X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, they come out afterwards. Look, we saw that. We heard the people protesting. We heard the people saying this, and we're going to change this, and we're going to amend this. In fact, hold on. Let me play the clip. Let me play this thing, man, because I want y'all to see what I'm saying. Greetings to you too, family. Greetings, greetings. Elma, greetings to you too and everyone watching. Big shout out. Pedro don't want to get tracked by calling in. Sean Lee Pedro, man. Pedro ain't scared of calling in. He just choose not to, man. Greetings, light and peace, man. Shout out to you too, man. Let's see the Moors in the house, the Maroons, man. The Berbers. I give thanks, family. Let me play this. And I'm only playing this because I want to make a point. I want y'all to focus on the point I'm making. It has nothing to do with the conversation. Like, you can't make this up. You got to understand that there's certain platforms, right? And like Marcia Weeks' show, and I can call names. I hope somebody call and say something again, because I'm sure they do that. Like the Marcia Weeks show. And I am sure that somewhere between the 3 hours and the comments, there's some sincerity. But I'm not naive to think that some of the individuals who come on the program or write into the program are not agents provocateurs that work directly for Miss Morley, that bring certain points to light. And I'll tell you why. What I've noticed for a while is that things would come up and then she would adapt. They would speak on certain things and she would adapt. And from my position, it's like, well, wait a minute, man. If y'all ain't realizing it, y'all kind of making her look good because you say something you don't like and she adapt. And what that does, the others who are supportive, it lends more support in that. You see, when they make a noise, you see she adjusted the suit woman and say, she's a loving and caring prime minister. She adapts to the needs of the people. She's not a dictator. Here's the evidence. When they say they want this change, she changed it. When they say they want this, then that happened. When they want happened. Repeatedly, I noticed that things would come up. Don't get me wrong, I've identified a few things myself that I had to share light on. But I realized that when you do the extreme and you look at it close enough, man. But here's the problem with that. Because as much as it's adapting to situations and articles and sections and blah, 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 what they're not doing is reversing it. Think about that. What they're not doing. Oh, it was successful in part. No, it wasn't. Don't kid yourself. That was the plan to make you think so. That's what it is, man. But don't let me tell you. Let me let her tell you herself. Point blank.
Moving the country in the right direction. Similarly, we have policy and law with a purpose with the Interception of Communications Bill. And let me say at the outset, all 5 bills would have gone to a serious consultation with not only the social partnership, but members of the Social Justice Committee. And
5 bills passed while everybody was shaking their ass. 5 bills passed while everybody was jumping up for crop over. Most folks didn't notice it. But wait, there's more. Hold on.
Also, the Advisory Council on Citizen Security. so that before even coming to Parliament, there was a wide range of consultation. Barbadians, in fact, want us to do something about crime, about organized networks, about illegal guns, about the brazen planning that hides behind screens and encrypted devices. We listen to the police, who continue to do an excellent job, as recent as yesterday, even in picking back up those who have eluded custody. We studied the best practices in our region and internationally. And we brought a law that allows targeted judge-issued warrants to intercept communications only for the most serious offenses and matters of national security. Let me be crystal clear.
Let me be crystal clear. The warrants are for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. Let me let it play again, because you probably missed it. Ooh-wee. Sweet for days, man. Sweet for days.
Those who have eluded custody. We studied the best practices in our region and internationally. And we brought a law that allows targeted judge-issued warrants to intercept communications only for the most serious offenses and matters of national security.
Only for the most serious offenses. And what's the other one? Somebody, let me see if somebody's paying attention. What's the other one? What is the other one? I know y'all didn't get that. I'm going to play that again, man. Ooh-wee. Look here, man. As far as I'm concerned, this is all a deliberate ploy. One, for distractions, but also for something much deeper. Is this economic warfare? Don't get it twisted.
This is in our region and internationally. And we brought a law that allows targeted judge-issued warrants to intercept communications.
Targeted judge-issue warrants.
Only for the most serious offenses.
For the most serious offenses. The most serious offenses. Only. The operative word there is only for the most serious offenses.
And matters of national security.
And matters, let me see somebody type that in there, man, of national security. Let me check my comments, man. Matters of national, serious issues, serious matters, I should say. What, by definition, somebody tell me, Sean, give me that. By definition, what is classified as a serious matter? I believe she is the worst Prime Minister Boris ever had. Man, I didn't even want to touch that Thelma. As far as they're concerned, all of them was working like a relay. One passed the baton to the next. In fact, every Prime Minister, every sitting Prime Minister is the worst until the next one show up. And that is why after every 5, 10, maybe 15 for some, they're disposed. Every Prime Minister we have had has been followed by someone who was considered worse. Like, we thought Frondell Stewart was bad. Yo, they thought Frondell was bad. Yo, shout out to Gina Russell, man. Just like our president here in USA, the worst ever. Again, they thought Biden was worse. Well, they thought the first Trump was worse. Then came Biden / Obama, ventriloquist. Then here come Trump again. Like, you can't make this up, man. Believe she is a dictator, but God is going to remove her ASAP. Thelma, I hate to break your heart, right? But the same God you hoping remove her, the same God that placed her, right? That's my issue. This is my issue. The same God that people praying to remove Miss Motley is the same God that put her there. I want y'all to keep that in mind at all times. Good night, Emmanuel and family. Maureen, what happened? Where you been? You were sleeping, Maureen? She sounds like she's speaking, saying, "Look, we doing what y'all want." That's what it is. That's what it is. Joe hit the nail on the head. National security. Let me tell y'all something, man. I make no mistake about this. You see them 2 words right there, especially the latter one? Anytime they say that word security, there is no law, no constitution that can save you from doing whatever the government choose to do to you once they put that word in the sentence with your name. Worse yet, they put the two of them, national security. As a matter of national security, Emmanuel and Politically Incorrect has been found to be promoting anarchy, civil unrest, and therefore charged with blah, 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 blah. That's what it is. So so they're going to take my conversations now. Check this out. So I'm on the phone talking to some people. Yeah, man, you know what, man? Boy, Boris really need a riot, boy, because right now, man, the thing, da-da-da-da-da-da. And all these little details, yes, collect. Then, then they could say, well, on such as a date, you said X. And this is the whole idea, man. National security. Yeah. Fred said it too. National security, boy. National security. I'm telling you, man. National security. Serious matters, man. Shout out to the whole Braffett family, by the way. Greetings and welcome to Politically Incorrect. All the way from Toronto. Toronto in the house, family. What does national security even means? That is a powerful question. Very good question. It depends on which dictionary you're looking up, whether a legal dictionary or regular common people dictionaries. So you get two different definitions. I guarantee you that. I can tell you that for sure. But like I said, family, two reasons. Serious matters, which, by the way, we don't know what that is. What's defined as a serious matter? Like, and they focus on this. You can only get a warrant then. Listen, hold on. The warrant is so that they can use the information they gather already as evidence in the court. Not that they're now going to start gathering information. The mere fact that there's a warrant is because they got communication that suggests they need to get one. Don't let that go over your head. So I ain't even getting into this at all, man. Hold on.
Let me be crystal clear. This is not a free-for-all, and this is not a minister's toy. No politician can grant a warrant. Only the Chief Justice or a judge specifically assigned by him can authorize an interception. The warrant is time-bound. Irrelevant material gathered must be destroyed.
Irrelevant material gathered must be destroyed. Now, wait, hold on. Irrelevant material gathered. What defines irrelevant? Now you can go on a limb here and answer the question. You, perhaps, married man, calling the girlfriend in Switzerland, that late at night, I miss you, what are you wearing? Them kind of irrelevant. What's that you got on? Let me see. You understand the level of this thing, man. You got a bunch of men or women in a room, some from different sexual persuasions. Let me talk facts. And there you are, you and whoever decide that, whatever. I just asking for a friend. Would that be considered irrelevant? Just asking, people there watching and want to get their little rocks off, whatever. You know what I mean? Look, man, don't fall for it here, family. What is considered national security? What is serious to them? This is the whole thing. By definition, law is interpretation. Both phrases are subjective. Man, Pedro, you's a boss, man. I'm telling you, it's a fact. Both of them. And because they're not defined, especially when irrelevant things are not necessary information, it will be deleted. I mean, it is so ambiguous. Sheriff in the building, man. Yeah, we're doing a late night thing, Sheriff. Greetings to you too, family. I see the ghosts in the building cruising through. Ghostbusters, man. The ghosts in the building, man. Everybody hand went in the cookie jar. Never try to fix nothing. Trump knows what a woman is. Biden and Kamala didn't. Look at his health secretary. Yeah. Well, Look, Pedro, man. People still don't understand that God is. Good night, Tanisha. Good night to you too. Shout out to the whole Ford family. Build a case over time. Build a case over time, over a whole year. So you got planned for bear in mind, right? This is pre-election. National security as a sitting prime minister. All that talk about what we want to do to the prime minister and calling her names and stuff. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Is that a threat? You know, like in America, you can't say certain words, you know, and the president in the same sentence. Yeah, man. And people knock on your door, men in black. I could agree with you more. I could agree with you more. The same God they are praying to remove her is the same God that put her there. They are so-called religious folk make me laugh. Maureen, I ain't gonna laugh at them though, Maureen. I'm not. I follow you, Maureen, but I ain't gonna laugh. Let me tell you why I ain't gonna laugh. Because there was a time I would have probably thought the same way. There was a time I would have probably thought, well, God can deal with you. Well, God can deal with you. Well, you know, God is dealing with you. God put it there to deal with you. Because when they're too foolish and stiff-necked, that's the mindset. So it's like, well, you know what? God made it hard for his people in Egypt. Why? Because they wouldn't turn away from their wicked ways, man. I drink to that, Maureen. So Miss Motley has been appointed by God, the same God that we're praying to move Miss Motley. The same God that allowed her, not the words I'm using, allowed her to take the position or to have the position or to be given the position or whatever you want to call it. God is the author and the finisher, man. This got to play out. It has to play out. Stop focusing on Miss Motley and focus on building. I said it years ago. And all we're doing ever since is walking in circles, man, like the Egyptians. Sorry, pardon me. Like the Israelites who had became Egyptians when they left Egypt, walking in circles. A 40-day trip, they took 400 years. Why? Because them old folks was too stiff-necked. They got this thing backwards, man. Walking in circles. There ain't nothing changing. You got to change your mindset, man. Start planning for your future. Start, you know, what we doing, man? With the food security, what we doing to build food security? How we helping the community? What we doing to do lift each other's spirit? We online every night talking politics, Miss Motley. Motley got them beat bad, man. Speaking of PM, did El Barro's birthplace ever get built back or fixed up? I don't have a clue. Probably concerned it probably never did. It was all run down. It probably done burnt down by now. Derelict building. They probably done bulldozed the place. Probably done sold some Syrian the land or Indian the land or whatever. Yeah, and I said it. Pedro said, there are many gods. Man, Pedro, don't do that. Don't do that, man. Had a visit in Sunday morning, came home this afternoon. Wait, Maureen, you for real? I'm much better tonight, so don't worry. I have a long-standing relationship with hospital emergency rooms. Life happens. Maureen, listen, family, Maureen said she wasn't well. I'd be not going in for that. We have family here. We look out for each other. We sending Daffodil. Help me here, man. We selling nothing but kinetic energies. Want y'all to hit the heart button, man. Intentionally, with the idea that, you know what? I'm sending a conscious thought to my sister, Maureen, with one intention, man. Just sending some energy, some love energy, some healing energy, some good vibration energy. You know what I'm saying? Some that get well soon energy, man. Deliberately and intentionally. That's all I'm saying, man. I ain't knocking Motley. I ain't saying people can't have conversations. I'm simply saying after y'all done talk with Miss Motley, what's the plan? Well, having said that, Pedro answered the question, when are you going to talk about the things I've been doing? Soon, Pedro, because the ink soon dry. The ink soon dry. I would have y'all to know that the ink soon dry. So, yeah, that's what's happening, man. That is what's happening. Maureen, you hold tight. Everything has a time and a place. Man was put there for a reason. Look at it. Some people woke up. That's a positive. Some people woke up. Miss Motley got a lot of people on their feet, man. Trust me. The whole country in Potter, Ian Webster sing about it. Well, yeah, Ian Webster would definitely know what the country in for sure. He definitely amongst the circle, man. He would know, man. Yes, Maureen, energy sent to you, man. Bare hearts, energy, love, 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 willing, healing, my dear, for sure. But they say ink soon dry means what? Ink soon dry means as a what do you call it, a vernacular or a saying, means that once it dry, you can speak on it. You don't want to speak on it. Instead, don't cut your chicken before the hatch. I like to think, Pedro, you're an old fella, man. You understand that term. But the ink soon dry, meaning it soon come. Soon come. Soon come. But it's exciting times, Pedro. I can tell you that. And yeah, we got 5 acres, Pedro, to work with. That much I would tell you. We got 5 acres to work with. It's a start. And we can work with it. We got some brothers told they want to do chickens. They want some space to do chickens. Some other folks want to put some greenhouses and do some other stuff. And we're going to do that as well, the other stuff. I ain't speaking too much on it yet. But I'll let you know, Pedro. Pedro said the contract, he said, oh gosh. Yes, Pedro, the contract. Well, the ink dry already on the contract, Pedro. You ain't got to work with that part. The ink dry already, man. When you believe you can keep God's people in bondage, he will respond. Thelma, I agree with you totally. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, she will. Without question. Pedro say, amazing. Yeah, Pedro, amazing is right. Indeed. Indeed. When I'm on the screen, Pedro, you can call and ask as many questions as you like. We could do an interview. But hold on, let me just finish this part.
There is an independent monitoring mechanism appointed by the President of Barbados to oversee how the power is used. And when evidence is gathered, it will be tested in open court, challenged by defense counsel, scrutinized by the prosecution, weighed by the judge or the jury, as it should be in a democracy.
As it should be in a democracy. The worst form of government. Mob rules. So if everybody agree that the sky is green, although the sky is blue, man, you done. You done. Keep that in mind. So despite the rhetoric about, democracy and the judge and fairness and scrutiny, all that is rehearsed conversation. All that just rehearsal, man. That just how you sell. That's marketing.
Some say, Prime Minister, is this politically motivated? I say, absolutely not. Let's get real. Crime does not check to see if somebody is a B or a dem before it knocks on the door. Our duty is to protect all Bajans, full stop. Others say, but the term national security is broad. Could it be abused? That is exactly why we put the power in the hands of the judiciary. And may I remind you that every day we trust our judges to settle disputes in our lives. That is exactly why we bound all of this by time limits. Exactly why we mandated the destruction of what evidence or what intel is not relevant. Exactly why we created an oversight structure. Rights are not to be a casualty of safety, and safety cannot be a casualty of inaction.
Rights. Is that word right there, rights? Well, Pedro, why you in touch that one? Rights. You have a right. Your right to do that. Your right to say so. Family. That's the one video. I want to show you all the other video, though. I want to show you all the other video. Yeah. The other video. So while others were, passing bills and all kind of stuff going on, there was some other stuff going on as well. And I'm only saying this for this reason. Now, maybe there was another engagement. This was Parliament as well. A few days ago. This deals with the
We are talking about
family leave bill. That's what we're dealing with here. And, we can go through it at different stages. Miss Cattle is speaking, then it goes into Miss Moore, who just pretty much talking more crap, as far as I'm concerned, about paternity leave and the amount of time that's now been allotted to a mother before she snapped back to the plantation. Sorry, I mean job. Abandoning the child early, teaching the child abandonment, creating abandonment issues, psychological withdrawal, all the drama that comes with the trauma of being, separated suddenly from your mother, clutches of the safety of your mother, and thrust into the hands of individuals, random strangers, in what they call the daycare. This is what a woman is talking about. And the thing is, Miss Moore speaks so eloquent and so purposeful in how she delivers this message. You would think she was at a union rally.
And it had less to do with the party that was in government at the time, and more to do with the influence that that party allowed itself to be subject to, and a lot of advocacy for the very useful legislation that there is in this country came about on account of the influence, the direct influence of the Barbados Workers Union to a party in government, whether that party was the Democratic Labour Party or whether that party is as it currently is today, the Barbados Labour Party. So I celebrate with the Barbados Workers Union. I take us back there because recognizing that that particular approach to whet the appetites and to sensitize the public and the world of work, or the space of work in Barbados, as to the importance of making provisions for the employment of women through maternity leave legislation. That same approach was adopted to paternity leave legislation, as the Honorable Member for St. Peter recognized earlier today as well, for at least the last 2 decades, where the union sought and successfully managed to get into collective agreement across many of its divisions, the particular provision. Of course, when we did it, we knew that there had to be an...
I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I can't. I really can't. I really can't. Like, I really can't. I just can't do it, man. It's one person I cannot listen to, man. It's like, how on earth do we get a union rep involved in a political party you advocating, in this case, against? Like, how did, I'm so unbiased that I can do that. Look, the level of ignorance, right, that they attempt to insult Barbadians with reflects clearly their ignorance and level of insensitivity towards the people of the nation. Let me say why. They would have to really believe in their heart that Barbadians are the most, not docile, but ignorant people around. Because we see this and say nothing. It is rumored that in order to control the people better, in order to have full control over the people, in order to have the most control over the people, the one thing you got to do is keep them poor. My friend, is this economic war fair? Because while all this is going on, by the way, I'm just showing this video for one reason and one reason only. Let me just skip to it because she gets on to talking more and more. I mean, about how grateful people should be that we fought for this. You gotta be kidding me, man. They actually trying to justify the idea, man. But anyhow, ignorance, man, really insulting. We live in a world where these individuals speak like this and they swear to God that they doing something for you. Like they really believe that by doing these and going through this whole shenanigan, they doing you a favor. Anyhow, let me go ahead and go forward. I ain't even gonna even touch this one here, man. Yeah, man. Let me just skip this and go ahead. Let me not even. I ain't got nothing to say about this one. I ain't got nothing to say. Pedro, I have nothing. Somebody wrote me a message. I haven't even touched that, man. It's funny how, it just be funny, man. People hilarious, man. Really. Now, let me skip this one too, Jordan. I ain't gonna touch it. All right, here we are. I think we at this section. I think this is the section. Let me see we at this section. Wait. Now we're not in the section yet. Not yet. Not yet. A little bit to go. A little more to go. A little more to go. All right. I think we here. I don't know. All right. Let me get to the point I want to make now real quick. Let me just check the comments real quick first. Hang on. Protection. My grandmother used stripping Barbadians out of their rights. Well, yes, one, but the truth is, what rights we really have. If you think about it, Barbadians woke up and found themselves in the middle of hell. Didn't realize it. We assumed because we could drink coconut water and party and fat, we was good. No, we ain't good. We ain't good at all. Nah, we ain't good at all, man. Ross, they gave a definition of family in the bill. Well, that's a great. That is the $1 million question, Pedro. But I'm sure they spoke to it in passing. They talked about the surrogate mothers, and she too would need to rest. And like I said, I'm sure they spoke to the definition of family in the bill by definition. But in what capacity, I don't know. Thank you, Emmanuel. You are correct. But hold on. I want to go a little further and show you something. This is why I want to play this. Let me play this video. Hang on.
Facilitate mothers in expressing milk, storing milk, wherever possible, providing the facilities that allow for the complete raising of children. It is not just time on its own. It is not money on its own with respect to payments or grants. It includes the ability to breastfeed and all the benefits we have heard when the member for St. Michael South spoke. So, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, like I said, they touch a few areas, man. They even touch breastfeeding. Like, doing you a favor. Well, they're concerned. Since I was a child, I watched women breastfeed their children naturally. They didn't need no special facility. There's all these American ideologies. You can't breastfeed in public. It's an offense. Look, you cannot breastfeed in Pedro. You cannot breastfeed in public. It's an offense. But two men can hold hands and get up and love up. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. You follow me? That is the society we're living in. And by the way, that's the man issue. You can't breastfeed in public. It's considered offensive. You got to hide up in a corner somewhere and face a wall. Daffodil, imagine that. These people don't even make provision for mothers going back out to work so early. They force you to take sick leave to be with your child when it's so young. That's my point. There's no way they should put into law a bill that says you got to go back to work. Give you extra. We're going to give you extra 3 weeks or 4 weeks or a month. First of all, a mother should not have to leave the sight of the child for no less than a year and a half, perhaps at best, and should be supported by the system, who will invariably gain money and wealth from the same child that was just registered as a ward of the state. Making sport. They just, look, man. Brian B. Paternity leave is a joke in this country, but let's not sidetrack here. Continue, Ras. I give thanks, my brother. I totally agree. Appreciate love that one, man. Check this out, though. You think them feel that my psychosis still working? Look here, Pedro. Let me show you what's still working, though. Check this out. Hold on.
Having responded ministry in particular, help
is that clauses 9 through 16 stand part. All honorable.
We say no. We think the ayes have it.
All right. This is probably one get. Hold on.
The chair and you also
for further consideration, you do leave the chair, and that the House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of this bill.
For further consideration of this bill. Okay. I know much about Parliament, but somebody could correct me here if I'm wrong. But listen to this carefully.
question is that the speaker do not leave the chair and the House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of this bill. All those members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it.
We think the ayes have it. Okay. No objections. Further consideration. So he gets out, goes down there, disappears into the night, to black.
Yeah, sure. 16, only one, but all the amendments in schedule.
Right.
So I don't know if you can call it, but I don't have parts. So I don't know if you can call it. You want to fight
This honorable house is now in committee.
Mr. Chairman, permission to call the clauses in parts, please.
Permission so granted.
Clauses 1 through 8.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move that clauses 1 through 8 do stand part.
The question is that clauses 1 through 8 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
All right. My thing is they voting on different clauses. And all right.
Clauses 9 through 16.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that clauses 9 through 16 stand part.
The question is that clauses 9 through 16 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
The ayes have it.
Schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move there are 4 small amendments, but important amendments that I need to move to the schedule. At E, and this is on page, sorry, not E, 11, on page 16 of the bill. 11(1)(b), Roman 2. 11(1)(b), Roman 2. The amendment is that the words "or credited" be deleted. The words "or credited" be deleted so that that clause, 11(1)(b), Roman 2, will read, not less than 16 contributions has been paid in the relevant year.
I'm telling you, man, you start studying this paperwork, you realize this is all a gimmick. But anyhow.
The next amendment is 17B(1)(a), will be on page 23.
He's going to continue to read this, but I want to get to this point here. Hang on.
This is 17D, 17D(2)(a), Roman numeral 2. 17D(2)(a), Roman numeral 2. And at the end of that clause, where there is currently the word "and," that is to be replaced by "or." OR.
No more and, or. Separate.
Delete "and," A-N-D, and replace with "or." And with those amendments, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that the schedule, as amended, be the schedule to the bill.
The question is that the schedule, as amended, be the schedule to the bill. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
All right, so this is my thing then. Shouldn't the opposition have at least somebody sitting in there paying attention? I mean, I could be wrong, man. Like, I could be wrong. I don't know. In my thing, I could be wrong, but I just think that I just noticed the chair empty. I just noticed the chair was empty. And if they go back over this whole video from start to finish, you know, at the very beginning, I also noticed that the chair was empty then too. So I'm just saying, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me, you know? Maybe that's just me. Let me check the comments real quick. Pretend, right, here we go. You think they feel, okay, I got you, Pedro. Bills being passed while citizens playing the mass. Yeah, that's once you know King Alfred, that was the whole point of it, man. Keep you busy, distracted, and focus on, you know, stuff that didn't make sense. You could wear at the back and walk up too. Walk up though. I don't can't breastfeed in public. My children used to take out my breast itself anywhere and nurse up to 5 years old. Well, not no more though. Liberal society, the word we live in. Yeah, I hear that. You're right. Talk and talk. I tell you, man. I'll go over the speaker's chair. Yeah, I saw. Quite interesting. That's what we're living in. Every mother and child is different and should be able to decide the length of time she needs to choose in those delicate few months of life. Leave for father is also good for the family. But that's what I'm trying to say. It's a family affair, celebrated and should be celebrated. Well, seeing the strings, once you know, crazy, makes no difference. That chair is often empty. Oh man, don't say that. I'm sure he's there more often than not. I'm sure. But anyhow, see the word or, that is a serious thing. All you need is one condition to be true. Or, by point, where is the opposition? I just think that somebody should be saying something. If for no other reason on the record as opposing, if we oppose. Yeah, Lisa, you got a point, Lisa. I'm just saying that. But anyhow, like I said, don't be distracted by these things, family. As far as I'm concerned, they're all distractions to take us away from the real important things. Yep. And those important things are, what are we really going to do about all that's taking place? Are we really going to sit back and wait for the government to solve these issues, or are we going to solve them ourselves? The issue with the youth, the crime, food prices. Come on, man. I mean, the central bank governor said today that more prices going up, but trade in the region might make a difference. Really? You must not have heard of CATA, Caribbean Agro Traders Association. They are already doing that, man. So we got to help ourselves. It said God help those who help themselves. But Ms. Motley is there to encourage self-help. So all kudos to Ms. Motley, man. She's there to encourage self-help. There's been too much handouts. People outstretch hands for too long. Get up and make a difference, man. Do something in your life. Do something in your family. Do something in your community. And by extension, the nation as a whole. Straight up, man. I know straight up. There's been a warning issued to the banks in Trinidad by none other than, but let me let her tell you herself, man. Herself. Let me see if I could track this different. Hang on. Let me see if I could track this different. Hang on. Hang on.
Tendency syndrome to continue. I said it is time to move on from them. You cannot live always with these starvation wages and so on. What are you going to do when you can't work anymore? What will happen? Because these make-work programs are a poverty trap, while a small group runs away with the billions. I will stand with the people who stood by me, and I will support them. The UNC has transformed into the most diverse, multi-ethnic party ever in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. During the campaign, I warned that there is a country beyond the lighthouse in Port of Spain. And to my friends from Port of Spain, I see Philip smiling. There is a country beyond the lighthouse, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. All is Trinidad and Tobago. And we must take care of everyone, everywhere.
Take care of everyone, everywhere, man.
Because what happens when the UNC wins? Everybody wins.
So to fade, by the way, and Barbados National Congress. When Barbados National Congress wins,
the rest of the country
everybody wins, man.
Must not settle for scraps, while the fake elite up in the north enjoy the fat of our land. Tonight, I'm warning the boards and management of Republic Bank, First Citizens.
Hold on. I know y'all ain't hear that, right? I want y'all to listen to this very carefully, especially this part here. Very, very carefully.
Must not settle for scraps, while the fake elite up in the north enjoy the fat of our land. Tonight, I'm warning the boards and management of Republic Bank, First Citizens Bank, Exim Bank to sort themselves out.
I'm warning the owners, the bosses, I'm warning them of these banks to sort yourself out. Wait. She's warning, not sending a message, not cautioning, warning.
In the north enjoy the fat of our land.
Listen to this carefully.
Tonight, I'm warning the boards and management of Republic Bank, First Citizens Bank, Exim Bank to sort themselves out. These institutions are not functioning in the best interests of our citizens. They operate in the interest of a few. Imagine this. This really happened. It's a true story. Imagine a 1%er walks into the office of Minister Julian John. He comes in with a folder with paper. He puts the paper on the desk. And you know what is on that paper? Puts that paper and he tells her he wants land at Invaders Bay. He said he's getting a loan from Republic Bank to buy the land. Of course, at reduced discounted prices. And guess what? He's then getting a loan from the same Republic Bank to build a building. And then the same Republic Bank will rent the building from him to allow him to repay the loan and make a profit. This is a real story. That is what has been happening in secret behind closed doors under the former regime. Thank God you put us into office so we can expose them for their dealings.
Expose them for their dealings. Imagine a man walking to the bank, tell the bank with a bunch of papers.
And this story, I tell you, I am told the same thing is happening at First Citizens Bank. There's no transparency, no fairness, just in-house deal making. That is why I have instructed my ministers to fill all vacancies across all ministries, fill them properly and transparently.
Listen, man walk into the bank with papers, tell him man he wants some money. One of the 1%ers, you know. Tell me this don't sound familiar. One of the 1%ers walk into the establishment, you get some money, man. Got these papers right here with an idea. Build this building. Buy this land, build this building, and rent it out. And the bank gonna get him the money to buy the land at reduced cost. They lend him the money to build the building for overinflated price. And the same bank gonna rent from this man and put a government office, put an office in it. So that he could get back the rent that's inflated and pay back the bank and make a profit. That ain't sound familiar. Stop lending your money to the bank under the guise of deposits. I tell one of that already. Invest in initiatives, ideas. Show it to Fed again. Barbados National Congress. Invest in programs, initiatives that going somewhere. That way you can get a return and a dividends that would increase more than the little tax change. What do you call it? Interest change to give you 0.5 or whatever madness. You settle for that, you're a mad person, man. For real. Anyhow, I didn't want to be on here this long, but I'm on here this long. So I definitely gonna have to exit stage left at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Folks that, you know, got a lot to say with the program. If you do not like it, there are plenty of other YouTube channels. Stop messaging me about it. Bottom line. Simple. You got plenty of options, man. Pick one. Family, don't fall for it, though, like I said. Don't fall for it. Focus on what's next. Because this economic warfare will affect people in different ways, man. Expose and lock them up, throw away the keys. That's what they need to do. Thieves. That's what's going on, family. Bottom line, man. You got to make a difference. Anyhow, I am Porter here. Y'all have a peaceful, restful evening. What I would like to do is, like Pedro said, update y'all as to what's going on. I'm going to put that together. Put it together in a video format, and that would make a difference. Hopefully. We see how it goes, man. We see how it goes. But I got a tune for y'all, though. You know, first again, Old tune, but a good tune. Haile Selassie first, Empress was there, man, and one perfect balance family. Get some rest. I'm definitely going to do that. I got another early morning, and it's only minutes to 12. Nevertheless, we can figure it out, man. We always do. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. Jah Rastafari. Let me drop this message here real quick, though. I do this one, do the other one. Do this one. Do this one. Daffodil.
Holy Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Well, bless up Just Bus TV, you know. Bless up One Good Family, you know. Bless up all the ones who make it possible, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because without you people here tonight, it will make sense. So I say, it's the message out there. Mashing up the earth, get a youth stay one of these destroy, yeah. Politician them a send to fraud, give the youth them guns to ties. Do you ever make a circle? Then in read my heart jungle before, not to mention Tivoli Garden, youths them scholar more.
Right. They gotta pull that one from the top, man, naturally, so I can't let that selection go. Gotta put it for the top, family. For the top, man. Daffodil.
Holy Emmanuel, King Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Well, bless up Just Bus TV, you know. Bless up One Good Family, you know. Bless up all the ones who make it possible, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because without you people here tonight, it will make sense. So I say, it's the message out there. Mashing up the earth, get a youth stay one of these destroy, yeah. Politician them a send to fraud, give the youth them guns to ties. Do you ever make a circle? Then in read my heart jungle before, not to mention Tivoli Garden, youths them scholar more. Make a step in America. I send a message to the Crips and the Bloods, yeah. The East and the West Side, they all should live in love. Ooh. Do you ever make a circle down in Brooklyn or Bronx before? Not to mention all of them, use them scholar more.
Not to mention Barbados, man. Youths in Barbados, the whole Caribbean, man. More life. Yes.
You go there. Don't wanna live out in the sea. Yes, I wanna live on the shore. So, why they have my people? Oh, well, out of one many people, we all one family.
One family.
And I
live in love and unity, man.
don't wanna be a friend.
We come together and organize ourselves, man.
Do you
Utilize and mobilize.
a circle?
Forward movements, family.
Can't before
Being distracted by politics and politicians.
from the bloody city. Emmanuel living so pure.
Rastafari.
Happily birds that sing and fly round the altar of the Most High. Happily soul that find a rest in the heavenly Father's breast. Like a wandering dove that found no repose and hurt around. They came to die, not prepare here and ever. Good joy there. It's so delightful it is to see whole assemble worship thee. Sometimes we sing, sometimes we pray. We heard of Zion and learn thy way.
Just for you, Maureen, just for you, man. Everybody going through something right now, man. Receive the energy and the vibes, man.
My teacher, thy words declare the secret of thy will, and still we seek thy mercy, praise, and give Jah praises still.
Right.
Ye nation round, the earth shall rejoice before the Lord, our sovereign King. Serve him with cheerful heart and eyes, with all your tongues his glory sing.
Family is the only you gonna make this thing family. You don't want Daffodil says she want warmer, but Daffodil like this gonna give you the outro, man. We just gonna let it ride, man. We just gonna let it ride, man. You know which one is that, right, Daffodil? If you don't know now, you know, man. Hold on, let me just drop your science real quick, family. Wait, where it is? Where it is?
Barbados, sweet paradise.
Sweet paradise, man.
But the politricksters, full of lies. They want mash up the culture, tear it to the ground.
Love, family. Have a good night.
We stand strong, we hold the rock down. Wake up, shake up, wake up my people. Shake up, wake up my people. Shake up, wake up my people. Shake up, wake up. Shake up, wake up my people. Shake up, wake up my people. Shake up, wake up my people. Shake up. It's time to rise. Time to see clear. Time to open we eyes. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you